Hello, Rachel here. How is everyone? I thought I would take this time to hop on the Good Mood Decks tag. It's a VR to the waves of your soul. I hope I got that name right. I had to think about this one. I had to think about it quite a bit. I didn't think that I really had any that fit this criteria. It made me think about the reasons I bring out my decks, which I do every day. But yeah, essentially, I guess a good mood deck, if I'm following directions, is simply something that puts you in a good mood. So I think I came up with some things. Oh, by the way, like my Band-Aid here, I cut myself cooking the other night. Not fun. And I never do that. I'm far too cautious. I'm the type of person who likes to injure themselves on things you wouldn't expect to be dangerous, like laundry baskets. I swear to God. Like when I'm in a hurry and I'm not being as careful. Anyway, that was a little side note, I suppose. So, yeah, let's try and hop right in here. So, we'll start with Dame Darcy's Mermaid Tarot. This is an obvious choice. Love this deck. I love the little magnetic closure. I keep this little sticker in here after all these years. So cute. So, this is like some of my favorite card stock too. It's matte and it's not really rose petally, and there aren't any weird lips, if you want to call them that, on the corners. Yeah, and this gilding is sort of a matte gilding. It's sort of like sand. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure everyone knows this deck. Just fun. I love Dame Darcy. I love the ocean. So that's a no-brainer for me. And when I was a kid, I went through this phase where all I drew were mermaids. I don't know why. I drew mermaids, like just mermaids. Maybe I was being lazy. You don't have to draw the legs. I had a system down. I don't know. I don't know whatever happened to those drawings. But yeah, I love this deck too because it's got this, aside from the nautical theme, the mermaids, a lot of these people are dressed in 18th century garb. This guy, like, I love a three-cornered hat. Gets me every time. I don't know why. Like, give me more of this. Yeah. So, I love Dame Darcy because she gives me permission to allow space for playfulness and fun. I don't think that I really allowed for that much when I was younger. And when I say younger, I mean a teenager, young adult. For example, many of my friends, the group I started myself with, they were all into anime and comic books and all sorts of things, that movies that I would watch with them as a group. And, you know, sometimes I enjoyed them, but I couldn't click with it. I couldn't connect with it quite in the way that they did. I don't know. I was an odd duck, I suppose. Like, I tried to, but it really wasn't my aesthetic. But it's like, come on, Rachel. Nobody wants to watch Dr. Zhivago. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I was into. Like, let's watch this classic film, and aren't you impressed by the cinematography and the score, and, you know. But yeah, that's who I was. Like, when I was younger, everybody liked Wizard of Oz. And I just kind of thought it was okay. I was annoyed that, not like anyone else, like any other 11-year-olds would know this, but Gone with the Wind came out the same year. I like to tell people about it, like, yeah, but did you see Gone with the Wind? Like, that was my cup of tea, just a sweeping drama, you know, Oscar winner. I don't know how I got off on that tangent. But yeah, this, finally, you know, in my 30s, I have found this space for fun through Dame Darcy. And, I mean, honestly, there is definitely something about this that is totally my aesthetic. Like, if my mom were looking at this, she would be like, oh, this reminds me of you. Anyway, so yeah, I just kind of like flipped through that whole deck. Wow. Okay, here's another one. That puts me in a good mood, by the way. This is the Etruscan Tarot. And I don't know why this puts me in a good mood, but it does it for me. I love the box. It makes me think somehow of like a kid's history book on, you know, ancient Rome or something. And these are some of my favorite backs. This is Lo Scarabeo, by the way, and a lot of their historical decks, their backs are just not for me. I'm so articulate. But yeah, this just puts me in a place. Whenever I use this, I don't know, it just makes me happy. I also have some memories tied to this. My boyfriend bought this for me a few birthdays ago. We were at the beach and walking around Salem, and he'd already gotten me some gifts that I'd opened, but we were in this store I like, Omen, and he's like, by the way, if there's anything you see that you would want as an additional gift, let me know. And I saw this, and immediately I knew, because I had seen this many times online, and I always told myself that I don't need it, because I probably don't need, like, I don't really need the majority of my decks, but I love them. And I brought this to him. He's like, what's this? And I'm like, it's the Etruscan Tarot. It's ancient Italians. And he snatched it from me and placed it in the crook of his armpit and walked off with this smug smile. It's like, it's a joke, because he's Italian and he's always going on about how he's Italian. I don't know. It's silly. We're such goofballs. But anyway, I love this deck. And this is the Lo Scarabeo cardstock that I love. So yeah, that's a fun deck for me. Oh, sorry, I need my water. Now this deck is interesting. I want to include this, even though this isn't something that I really use. This is the Luna Soul, and I bought this at Marshall's some time ago. It was around Christmas time, and I bought this and a couple of other decks that they had on impulse because I figured even if I don't click with it, I can gift it to someone. So I picked this up and a couple of other decks, and I gifted the others, and this one out of the three I thought would be the one that I would gift because I just didn't think that it was going to work for me. It's not my aesthetic, but I was completely wrong. I haven't really set aside too much time to work with this, but yeah, I was wrong. This was actually more on the esoteric side, which I like, than the other two decks that I had picked up. This very much reminds me of, you know, 90s Nickelodeon, which probably just about all of my contemporaries were into, but I was not. I was a PBS kid, and I still am. And I also watched, you know, the classic Looney Tunes with my brothers, my whole family actually. And you know, we didn't have cable, but I would see it. I would be exposed to it, and I'd be over at a friend's house, and they would be watching Nickelodeon, and I remembered being like, ew, this is gross. I don't know. But yeah, if I had picked this up like a decade ago, I probably would not have liked it at all because of that. But I really like it. I think it's a good deck. I think it fits this, you know, good mood tag, and I have every intention of using it more. It's not one of those decks that, you know, I picked up on impulse and then sort of forgot that I had. I do think about this deck, but the other reason I'm putting it on this list is because when I do think of it, I'm like, no, I'm not in that mood. You know, I'm not in a good mood deck mood. This would be perfect for that, but I do want to check out this little book. I love the production values of this. Like, isn't this great? It's full color. It's hardback. That's so cute. Anyway, that is the Luna Soul, and I love this box, and this is so cute. Okay, so moving on. This one I know I talked about in one of my videos. I don't remember which one. This is an Il Meneghello deck. This is the Ferdinando Krippa. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. This is a 70s deck, a Marseille. And yeah, this really does it for me. And I mentioned this before, so if you watched this, will be redundant, but whatever. The pips especially remind me of like classic Sesame Street, like the really, really old episodes from the late 60s, 70s. I love that time, and especially this art that you see from that time, and I love the colors. And it's funny that it puts me in a good mood because I don't think anyone in this deck is smiling. Like, they're all like sort of grouchy looking, but I like that. Yeah, so it's beautiful. Interesting size too. It's like maybe the size of a poker deck, maybe a little taller. Yeah, maybe a little taller. Yeah, I love this deck. I love this deck. How many times can I say that? And I mentioned this before. These are some of my favorite backs of all time. It's just this green, but I just love this color. And I know I mentioned this before, but I'll say it again because it's true. Whenever I use this, I pictured this deck in a room, like on a little wooden card table, and there's velvet drapes, like maybe they're this color, and a red carpet, and it's probably raining outside, and there's glass ashtrays everywhere, and the room smells a little stale, and I don't know, but it's just, everything about it is from that time. That's what I see. And so maybe this is more like a nostalgia deck. And, you know, nostalgia, as you know, can get under the skin and be impossible to scratch. Like, nostalgia can be a bitch. Like, really hard, right? Nostalgia, for quite some time when I was really homesick, was my companion. Nostalgia. But anyway, but no. This puts me in a good mood. So this one here, I don't know why, but Mildred Payne's Secret Pocket Oracle by Patrick Valenza puts me in a good mood. I don't use it too often. It's an oracle, but I have been using it. I've been using it probably a few times a week. And it's quite accurate. It's interesting to me. It makes me think about things differently. I don't know, aside from like my usual like tarot associations. It behooves me to read more intuitively, which I guess, you know, many oracles are like that. But there's something very playful in this. Something very playful, which you find in all of his decks, honestly. Yeah. I'm not going to show too much of this, because I know I showed it. But I love his little owl. Little pitchforks, little book. It's so cute. Yeah, I love it. All right, Serpent Fire. So I know I talked about this one before. I also love the cardstock in this deck. I feel like it's almost the same as the Mermaid Tarot. And there's something about the backs, which, you know, I love the backs. I love Egypt. But that's not all I see when I look at the backs. Something about them, I don't know why, but classic Doctor Who comes to mind. I don't know why. Like classic Doctor Who from the 70s. There must have been some episode where maybe someone was dressed like this, or maybe they were in Gallifrey or something. That would make sense. But that's what I see. Or like this one, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That's what it looks like. I think it's just a firework. But yeah, this is a very, you know, fiery deck to me, which I guess brings out my fire sign, my sun fire sign. It's a deck I use more in the summer months. I don't know, it puts me in a good mood because I find it very versatile. I can use it when I really need the truth, which is usually how I use my cards. But it lends this accuracy. Its accuracy lends this neat spin on perspective for me. And that puts me in a really good mood. I don't really know how to describe it. But I think it's conducive to helping me find creative ways to solve problems because of that interesting perspective. Or, I don't know, maybe I can think more abstractly or something, but yeah, I love the serpent fire. So that's a Good Mood deck. Yeah, by the way, I have the space heater on in here. I hope it's not too loud. We had this cold, wet rain outside. I know, I love saying wet rain. It's something that my boyfriend says and we laugh about it. You're like, how was the rain? I'm like, it's very wet. It's a very wet rain. All right, anyway, sorry. Moon Baby is another obvious choice. So I chose this as a Good Mood deck. My favorite RWS, as you know if you've seen some of my videos, is the Albano. And that's not a bad mood deck, but the reason I chose this is because I know for a fact that I definitely only bring this out if I'm in a good mood or want that kind of mood. Not that it can't be, you know, more versatile or a heavy hitter, but yeah, again, very 70s. And I've mentioned it before. I love the hoi polloi. I don't think that I'll ever end up buying it. This is a little more affordable. But they did a wonderful job on this deck with the color scheme and everything. Really nice stock. And I love this like avocado edging. But yeah, when I do look at the hoi polloi, there's something about those darker jewel tones, and I love the Old English text that is not present here. But so far, I've been really good about not making that investment, because I know that if I were to get it, I would probably not really use it much because I wouldn't be able to replace it. Whereas this, you know, I feel it's quite durable. So this will have to do for me, and I love it. It's a great deck. So yeah, if you are hankering after the hoi polloi like me and can't afford it, can't find it, check this out. Although I don't know if it's in print right now. I know I missed out on the first edition, but I like this second edition better anyway, from what I've seen. All right, the Apparition, which I think somehow has made its way into most of my videos. I don't know how that happened, but you know, I had to include it. It's an obvious good mood deck. I like these colors on this stark whiteness. I like the way that they pop. This is so cute. It puts me in a good place. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've talked about this, so maybe I haven't. Maybe I just kind of flip through it and I never really have much to say about it. I don't know though. You know, the minors in here are, in a way, to me, I think they open up the interpretation for me, the reading, in the way that Marseille pips do it for me. But it's weird because they're not pips, and some of them are quite, you know, closed off, like an interpretation like this here. But then others, you know, like I feel like this is more of an open interpretation. I don't know. I've enjoyed using it, and I feel that it puts me in a good mood. Apparition Tarot. All right. This here, the Botticelli. Okay, so this is a deck that I was aware of for such a long time, and I kept telling myself that I didn't need it because, you know, I don't. Another low Scarabeo. And then at some point, I decided, yes, I'm going to get that deck, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to go pick it up when I'm in Salem because I'm sure they'll have it. I love these backs too. Another win for low Scarabeo. What are the backs that I have? Oh, the Tarot of the Master. I hate those backs. They're just weird. Anyway, I don't know. So anyway, I brought this deck home and I opened it and I was thinking, okay, Rachel, like, how much are you going to despise yourself for having spent money on another deck that you don't need? It's just pretty. But no, I was wrong. This is so much more beautiful than I had anticipated. And the reason that I am including this in Good Mood decks is because it's so atmospheric for me. It's one of those decks that I feel like every time I use it, I'm stepping into this world. Also, they did a wonderful job with this deck, with these paintings and like collaging it in and making it work. It's just these landscapes, like, look at that. It reminds me of a little bit of Disney's Sleeping Beauty, which for so many years was my favorite Disney film because of the artistry in it. It's just this beautiful world. But I mean, look at that. Who could be in a bad mood in that landscape? Right? It's like, I want to be there. And I feel like I am there when I use it. So yeah, this is a definite Good Mood deck. Beautiful. Right. All right, so now let's see. All right. Triomphe della Luna. Yeah. So this one is the original coloring. This is the illustrated pips. I'm just going to kind of flip through it a little bit. I think I showed it in my last video. It puts me in a good mood. It's quirky. It's accurate. I feel like it gives me the truth that I need. But it has a fun spin on it. This is so pretty. I love the 9 of discs, pentacles. Just love it. But I really, really love the mutations, as he calls him, or calls them. This is the Aquadoxical. This is just the one I chose to show you. These colors just make me so thrilled. Oh, this Tower card. This right here, I don't know why, these like little devil chicken things, they make me so happy. I don't know why. I am such a dork. All right. But anyway. Yeah. So yeah, this is the Aquadoxical color variation of this deck. I mean, how much fun is that? Not good for your wallet, having so many different color variations of a deck that you love. But I will say a good investment for those of you who have you know, bought more than one deck like me. Oh, like I said, just the colors alone just thrill me. Love the Ace of Cups. I love all the aces in any Marseille deck anyway. I love this High Priestess. This Queen of Cups. Oh, I just love that. So, oh yeah, and everyone likes fire in the butt, right? But they look like they're having such a fun time. Such a riot. But yeah, I don't want to, I love that Knight of Cups too. I don't want to dwell on this too much, because where is it? This here was the one that I really wanted to show, or was the only one I was going to include in the video. But it's the Trionfi della Luna full spectrum. I mean, look at this. This is, you have to be in a good mood to use this. And it's true, I do. I use my Trionfi della Lunas quite a bit, but I definitely use this one when I'm in a good mood. It's like, look at these backs. They're so much fun. So this is the regular pip style, like this, which I prefer. Like, I do like the illustrated pips, but I was attracted to this deck initially because it's a Marseille. And one of the things I love the most about the Marseille are the pips. Patrick Valenza just did such a wonderful job on this beautiful deck. And here's your Technicolor Strength card. So much fun. So some of these are repeats of other color variations. Like this is exactly the same as his blue mutation. And I believe the same can be said of the purple. But this yellow one is only in this deck. And I think the reds are redder, I think. I'm not sure. I think so though. I think the rose one, which I have, is more fuchsia or magenta or something. The greens too are different. It's not like the Aquadoxical. I hope that this is like sort of centered. I'm not really looking at the camera too much. So I just love it. Look at this like rainbow. It's so delightful. All right, so that is the Trionfi della Luna full spectrum. I was gonna do like a little walkthrough of it when it first came because it was brand new, and I just never did it. I've been having a hard time finding time. And yeah. All right. So what else? All right, this one is a good mood deck for me as well. The Dark Mansion. This is also another one that is sort of surprising for my collection because it's borders on being very cute, which, you know, for the longest time I didn't really have cute decks. This is, yeah, there's two different backings and edgings for this deck. So I've got the black with the sun and moon. I love them. The cardstock is good, but a little annoying because it's that creamy sort of rose petal-y thing, but nevertheless, I still love this deck. I don't use it too often, but I mean, look at this Queen of Cups. Ugh. I don't know. It's just fun. And I love this little 19th century world. I thought upon first seeing this, I can't remember where I first saw it. A lot of people, I think, were talking about this deck. Love that this is like Napoleon. I didn't think that it was for me because it was cartoonish and like the heads are a little on the big side, which is a lot of people's thing. It's not really my thing. I just thought it would detract from the atmosphere that I liked, like this, you know, 19th century sort of quirky gothic thing, but it doesn't. That's like so Queen Victoria. So, such a beautiful Empress. And this Judgment card is one of my favorite Judgment cards. It makes me so happy. The saxophone. Yeah. Just beautiful. I don't want to go through this whole deck. I like That's the Moon. That's so creative. I don't have all the time in the world. My daughter, she's so funny. She thought I was wrapping gifts tonight. It's her birthday tomorrow. She's going to be 12. And we keep the tree up. We just do. Like, we have an artificial tree. We put it up late. We keep it up late. It just kind of brightens the room against, you know, the bleakness of winter as you get into the later season, you know. Anyway, she likes to open her gifts under the tree. And she thought I should wrap tonight. So, yeah. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to wrap tonight. Probably going to do it tomorrow after I'm done working. You're at school. But in case there's some delay because of the roads, she's not going to be happy with me that I didn't wrap them to open in the morning because she thought she would open them in the morning. I don't know. There was a card in here. I think it's the Queen of Wands. It is. That I was looking for. Because I love it. And I just can't find it. I don't know how I bypassed it. But it's obviously, you know, Queen Victoria. Unless I went by it while I was, you know, talking. But whatever. Whatever. All right, this one here. This is also from Patrick Valenza. This is one of his tarot reproductions. So he has a collection of historic decks and, you know, he scans them and reproduces them, and I think it's wonderful. And this is the, how do you pronounce it? The Epinal Tarot or the Epinal? Anyway, this Marseille really does it for me. I like these little backs. The cardstock is nice. It feels quite durable. Yeah, this just makes me happy. I like the colors. I love that there's like roses in here, which I love roses. There's something about it, especially in the pips, that it reminds me of, you know, picture books that maybe I looked through when I was younger, or even when my daughter was really little and we would look through the classic golden books, you know, from the 40s and 50s, and or like tablecloths. You know, it sounds funny, but like tablecloths in houses that I would visit with my mom when I was young, like of older women's homes, and something about it just, yeah. And there you go again with nostalgia, which can be very difficult to live with, but no, it puts me in a happy mood. And like I said, I just love these roses, and I love when the swords have hilts. I just, yeah. See, I love it. Love the Two of Cups in a Marseille. We're almost done, by the way. We're almost done. Not doing too badly here. So yeah, the other reason that this makes me happy is that this card especially, there's more than one core card in here, but this one especially looks exactly like my dad when he was young. And I just get such a kick out of that. I really have to show that to my mom sometime. I think she's come around to the idea of me using cards. I mean, it's been like, I don't know, over 10 years now since I told her that. All right, this one is a very interesting deck for my collection. This is obviously Good Mood. This is the beautiful Smoke, Ash, and Embers deck. The reason I ended up with this, I can't help myself. I recently, as a gift, got the, what is it? The Oak, Ash, and Thorn. Is that what it is? You know it. It's beautiful. I got that as a gift for my sister because it was so her. It was so her. And I was showing my daughter the deck. And of course, you know, I had seen this. I had seen the dragon one before. And I loved it. But I knew I wasn't going to buy it because I love dragons. But, you know, I do have self-control, and I didn't think that it was something that I really needed, and it's kind of on the cute side, which, whatever, it's just, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I didn't think I was going to buy it, but what happened was, my daughter and I were looking at the website together, because I was showing her what I was getting, her aunt. Yes, we say aunt, because we are from Buffalo originally, and everyone here in the Boston area says aunt, which I suppose is the proper way to say it. But I like to say aunt. I'm like, this is what I'm getting Aunt Jessica. The, you know, the woodland creature one. And my daughter was like, oh, I love them both, you know, and she really wanted one too. And I'm like, well, which one do you really like? And she decided if she had to choose, she would go with the woodland, because she's the oak, ash, and thorn, because, you know, she's in such a Bambi mood right now. I was talking about that in my, like, one of my last videos, but so I was placing the order, and there was this deal, this bundle, you could get both of the decks, and oh, I thought about it, you know, I did wait. I had already bought the one for my sister, and then I was trying to decide what to do. So I decided I was going to buy, you know, the other deck for my daughter as a birthday gift. And I bit the bullet, and I bought the bundle, and I decided this one was going to be mine. And that way my sister and I would sort of have like friendship decks, like you know, like a friendship bracelet or a friendship necklace. She has, you know, the bunnies and the squirrels, and I have the dragons. And I was honestly not prepared for how beautiful this is. And the cardstock and everything, the way it feels in the hands, it's just magical. And I knew that it was a beautiful deck. Like, I always knew that they were beautiful decks. I just didn't think it was something I needed or was going to really use. But, yeah, they're very much like really, like a really beautifully illustrated book. That kind of like fantasy art. Yeah, I don't know. This deck, I don't know. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It brings this sense of serenity. It has a sense of serenity to it. I hope you can see it. I don't know. Because I'm staring at the cards, and I'm not really looking at the screen to see how they're showing up. But yeah, I'm quite taken with this. This is definitely a good mood deck for me. Where is it? Oh, like I want to be under that tree with the little campfire and the bunnies. Maybe not the dragon, because I don't know if I can trust it. So maybe I am the dragon. I don't know. What is wrong with me? Where is it? I need to show you. Sorry. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so this Judgment card, oh my God. When I came upon this, when I was first shuffling through the deck and I saw this, I just felt like this instant, okay, connection. Like, okay, we're going to connect. I actually am going to connect with this deck. I just love this Judgment card. And I felt like it was just exactly what I needed to see at the time. And it wasn't even a card that I was drawing from a reading. I was just flipping through the deck because it was new. I love how like these lights, like these fireflies, and how like the dragon is, the chest is lit up. She's like lit from within. It just encapsulates this judgment, this redemption or something, or this rejuvenation, clarity. I don't know. I love it. So that's a definite good mood deck. And then we have one more, and then I'm going to stop talking. My throat is drying up. So this one, Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg. Oh my God, do I love this deck. Okay. This is another one that for many years I would see, because I would, from time to time, I would search like, you know, Russian tarot decks, because I had really immersed myself in that world of like Russian lit and all of that. And I wanted a deck that sort of reflected that world. And I'd see this and I would just ignore it because I don't know, I wasn't really looking at it. I saw like these heavy borders with this small little oval image, and I don't know, I thought, again, I was looking at it without really looking at it. I thought they were all like icons, you know, like the Russian icon art, which is fine, but I was like, I just thought that every card was essentially the same. And then when I eventually did buy the deck and brought it home, I was blown away. This deck just really does make me happy. It really puts me in a good mood. It's very accurate reader for me. There's something to about these images. Like, even though, you know, maybe they're on the small side, they have this way for me of drawing me in and appearing larger than they are. So it's proven to be a quite immersive deck, atmospheric deck for me. I love this little world. It's like this little fantasy world that, you know, doesn't exist anymore, or didn't really ever exist the way that it's depicted. But that's with most things. Oh, isn't that cozy? Like, I would love to be in that little room. But yeah, it's, I did a reading with it yesterday, and I was so excited. I was being such a dork. I was like hopping up and down, and I was going, yes, like, and I immediately went to my planner and was able to immediately like write out, you know, record the reading and interpret it in words, which is something I'm prompted to do in my tarot planner. But sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes I'm like, I really don't know what the hell this is trying to tell me, or if I just wasn't focusing enough when, you know, I drew the cards out, or I have to think about it more, you know, and write about it later. But no, with this, I'm just able to right off the bat. Or maybe it does set the mood for the rest of the day, and I'm able to manifest those things. I just love this little world. But yeah, this is US Games. Love the size and stock, and it's just lovely. It is so much better than I thought it was. I don't know. It's one of my favorite decks, definitely. All right, so yeah, there are probably some other decks that definitely could be on this list, but I chose a few, and you'll just have to be happy with that. So for now. All right, well, that about wraps it up. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.